G'day everyone, Zach at Mega Music here. Today we're doing a bit of a video on the brand new BOSS Katana Gen 3 artist amplifier. These are brand new from Roland, these have just come out, they're only about a month old now. And this is the latest and greatest in amplifier technology. This is all digital, it's got multiple different amplifiers built in with effect stages, savable presets, and a bunch of different other stuff as well. So if we can jump into it here to give a brief overview of the artist, we'll have a look straight over here. For years, multiple different brands have tried to replicate the authentic valve tone of classic Fenders, Marshalls, everything up to Mesa Boogies and all that kind of stuff there. These katanas, these new Gen 3 katanas, have some of the best valve emulation you'll ever see in a digital amplifier. If we have a closer look at the control panel on the front of the amplifier, we can see our amplifier types here. So we have acoustic, clean, pushed, crunch, lead, and brown. These are different gain stages basically, and they're different representations of different amplifiers. So you can plug an acoustic guitar in if you really wanted to, and then there's a bunch of different electric guitar amplifiers as well. You see this red button here, that's our variation button. So with that button on, it actually changes the voicing ever so slightly, gives it a bit more of a gain boost and a mid-range boost as well, so you can get a bit of extra push out of your tone, which is especially handy for our pushed clean amplifier, which is based off of old Fenders and stuff like that, and you get a very, very authentic valve tone this way. If we move along the face of the amplifier here, you'll see the EQ section, which is a very simple bass, middle, and treble, but there's also now a contour button which gives us different shapes in different areas of the frequency range. So you'll get a bit of a high boost, a mid-range cut, and then a low-end boost as well. Moving on to our effects here, we've got booster, modulation, FX, delay, and reverb. Now each setting has multiple different effects built in. They'll each have 3 different effects. So right now what we have here, we have a booster that has 3 different boosters in it and modulation with 3 different modulation effects. So we're talking chorus, phaser, flanger, that kind of thing. When we go into effects, that's going to give us access to 3 different effects like tremolo, vibrato, auto wires, sometimes octavers as well, and pitch shifters, depending on what you set it to. This is getting into the more nitty-gritty stuff of the katana, but it is quite simple. So tone setting, what we have here, we have channel 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are all savable settings that the katana has. So if we look here, channel 1, that's going to set a certain tone. The lights will light up. So we've got a certain setting on reverb, delay, and we've got a variation on the brown amplifier. So that's what our tone is for channel 1. Channel 2, we will have another setting again, so we've got some reverb, effects, booster, and a push clean tone with the variation. So that's going to give us another tone as well. That's just an example of what this thing can do. This small little section here with only 2 knobs is our solo section. So this is going to give us a little bit of a volume boost and a delay effect when we want to go for those big lead breaks. So we have here a level, so that's how loud we want our solo boost to be. And then we actually have a delay knob is there. So that's going to give us a bit of a fancy effect for our solo boost as well. On the back of the amplifier, there's an XLR line out, which allows you to take it to a mixing desk, a PA system, PA speaker even, and an audio interface for recording. This actual setting here, what we see, we have a custom setting, and that's so basically a custom impulse response that you can program in the software, which we can get into later. Recording, so it's proper fit for recording, which we have it wired up right now. And then blend, which gives us a blend between recording and live, and then live is a certain voicing for live use, obviously. Right down here we have our power control. This has a 0.5, half, and max wattage setting. So you can put this amplifier on 0.5 watts, and that's going to give you 0.5 watts of the 100 watts, and that way you're going to be able to be super quiet, but still crank the amplifier and get the tone that you want. When you go to rehearsal, you can put the amplifier on half, and that way you can get all that volume you need to get over your drummer or whatever you need. And then max wattage setting is going to put it on the full 100 watts, and you'll get the full headroom so you can use it for live gigs. And then our last little thing we have here is our cabinet resonance. This is basically how we want our cabinet to sound. There's a vintage setting if you like your old Fenders. There's a modern setting if you like your good nice Mason Boogies and stuff like that. And then a deep setting which allows you to get a much more resonant sound. It's going to fill the room a lot more. It's good for your hard rock and your heavy metal players. Stay tuned for our second part, where we'll be recreating our favourite tones right here on the BOSS Katana Artist.